This week, I'd like to share a story about a woman who joined the Phoenix Method journey. She was someone who just felt like she was experiencing stress and overwhelm and really longing for a steady, stable part deep inside of herself so she could just soften. She didn't expect big changes or anything dramatic in her life. She just wanted to breathe deeper. And interestingly enough, the first pillar was enough to draw some big changes inside of herself, and everything began to shift. We were exploring curiosity, and she was loving it. So, curiosity for us was just this gentle place where we stop forcing change. We're just observing, we're just noticing, we're listening to the signals, and we're sitting with them, not changing anything, just staying with them. And ultimately, she started hearing a whisper that was bringing up something that was pretty hard for her. It was actually the relationship that she's been having with her mother that's created a lot of discontent inside of her. For years, she had been tangled up in her mom's choices and her mom's programming. And she had been trying everything because she's done all this work to improve her life, improve her wellness, and yet she just kept getting pulled back. And through this curiosity, it brought to her attention that something different needed to change. She had been trying to fix things with her mom or be an overgiver. Those were her go-tos, but they just never seemed to make a difference. It continued to be a problem after problem after problem. So the curiosity began to soften the edges in the times where they were communicating with one another. And that those soft edges started to allow for um, ultimately, when I'm talking soft edges, I mean the pain, when we're having interactions with somebody and we want them to love us and we want them to see us and hear us. Well, that wasn't taking place. So that pain started softening and clarity just popped into her mind. She began asking herself sort of questions while she was sitting in that place. Like, what is this moment showing me? What where can I stay more grounded? And what part of me needs clarity? This all surprised her very much because what she found was staying curious helped her be super calm and clear and centered, even when the yuck was happening. So, as she was calm and clear, her mom was trying to draw her even more, like becoming even more elevated. And from that place, that's where it became so obvious to her. Her mom was an adult, and her mom as an adult, is allowed and has the right to make whatever choices she wants to make, even if they hurt her. And in addition to that, she also became super aware that as a phoenix rising into her new being, her new self, she no longer needed to match that energy. In fact, it was something that was going to be left behind. A phoenix goes into its nest and it calls to the sun and says, I'm ready to shed this old form that's not suiting me anymore. I'm an immortal being and I want something new. And so ultimately she leaned into that and discovered that all she needed to do was start setting some boundaries. And the other thing that became really clear to her, she didn't need to set boundaries in anger. So for her, it was, I love you. My heart is open, but your choices can no longer pull me under. That's just that. That was enough. And her mom resisted. She didn't want her to change, but all of that energy only made things clearer for this Phoenix. The best way to help her mother was to become a living example that she knew would benefit her mom. So instead of trying to force the information down her throat or guilt or shame her into it, because that hadn't been working and it never works on her either, she was just gonna be that living example. So to this day, her heart stays open and there is space for connection, yet That foundation that she's built for herself now supports her growth and not her mom's patterns. So it is now calling her mother to transform and change to meet her. This is essentially the essence of the Phoenix method, not forcing change, but rising into clarity, one breath of curiosity at a time.